Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's Perp video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's Perp video. Day 10 will take us to the 25th of June, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe in a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us into the first half of July. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just to say about the first video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released European Outlook, and we've got the 4th Glasgow update coming up for you this evening. Please like, share, subscribe on all today's videos, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, we're going to start off with the CT then. The central in temperature is currently sitting at 15.9, which is 1.8 degrees above the 61 to 1990 average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 14th of June. So yeah, we need 2 degrees above average. And bear in mind that like the first week, that's just after like 1 week, because like the first week of June was actually about 1 degree below average, if you remember. So that has put on like 3 degrees in a week. So it just goes to show how exceptionally warm this second week of June has been. Actually, it's been a really remarkable spell of weather, and so the CT skyrocketed from being below average at the end of the first week of June to being significantly above average as we come to the end of the second week of June, and that's going to carry on ticking up as well, I think, over the next few days. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at London today, so the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London, starting off above average at the moment. We're going to keep the upper air temperatures above average right the way through into the final week of the month. Notice the thick green line, that's the GFS midnight operational run. That really takes off and becomes a very warm or hot outlier later on. We will have a look at that in a moment. Actually, I wouldn't necessarily say it's an outlier, because there are a few others doing something similar as well. But it's certainly one of the hottest members later on as we go through the final week of June into the opening days of July. Precipitation-wise, going to have several more days of dry weather to come. However, more precipitation spikes are on the way as we go through the end of the weekend into next week. Further heavy showers and thunderstorms to come. Probably a drying trend appearing again, though, through the final week of June, for it turns wetter into the beginning of July. So a little bit changeable, but I think it's going to be quite a lot of dry weather outside of this thundery period just here. So starting dry next few days, and trending drier next week or later next week as well, really. Temperature anomalies for the 15th, 23rd of June are coming out above average, and precipitation anomalies for the 15th, 23rd of June, they're coming out average to slightly wetter than normal, particularly so for Ireland, England and Wales. Latest river map from earthnullschool.net shows that we continue to bring wind in from an east or a northeasterly direction. It's a little bit fresher now compared to what it was a few days ago, because wind is actually, or the air and wind direction is actually a little bit north of east. So, you know, the temperature's just freshened up a little bit. But I think we're going to find the wind go more south of east again, actually, as we get into the weekend. These areas of low pressure in the Atlantic and to our south as well, they're going to start pushing northwards. We'll increase the humidity again, I think, as we go into the weekend. So if you like sort of the fresh, warm, fresh feel that we've got at the moment, make the most of that, because I think by the time we get into the weekend, start of next week, the humidity levels will be going up again. Right, let's go through chart data then. Let's have a latest UK Euro run is looking big night on Sunday. So we've got low pressure to our west. We are drawing up quite a warm sort of southerly flow with that low pressure as well. A bit of a thundery look to things as we go from Sunday into Monday. Low pressure out to west of Ireland, and like a bit of a thundery trough coming northwards from France into towards southern parts of the country as well. Back Tuesday, all looking a little bit slack and thundery at that point. As far as we get to the UK Met Euro run is to midnight on Thursday next week, by which time looks like the thundery lows are just beginning to drift to the east and heights starting to rise a bit out in the Atlantic. Icon, again, with the area of low pressure just to the west of Ireland on Sunday. That's bringing in the risk of some heavy showers and thunderstorms. There might be an increasing humidity in that as well. That's Monday, actually under a trough of low pressure. That brings some heavy showers and some thunderstorms with it. And as we go through the course of next week, so all looking rather slack, rather thundery showers, particularly the first part of the week. Signs of a bit of a push of high pressure from the Azores as we get through to Thursday. Next week, but we're still under a trough, particularly the northern half of the country, so probably still showering even to then in the north. Should be a little bit drier though down in the southwest. And then the GFS midnight run. Now this is the run that takes off on the ensemble graph, so you're going to see how that happens right now. So starting again on Sunday with an area of low pressure out to our west, all looking rather slack with risk of some heavy showers and some thunderstorms as well. On into Monday and Tuesday, just got like a trough and an area of low pressure sitting around the country, bringing further heavy showers, long spells of rain, possibly some thunder as well. Into the second half of next week, in comes high pressure then, where we lose that thundery trough. We start to build up higher pressure from the south and the west. So as we go through into the final weekend of June, 24th, 10th of June, high pressure is taking over across the north and the west of Europe. And of course, that high pressure is built up from the south, so we'll have very warm air associated with it. Look at this, we get through to 26th of June, large area of high pressure dominating all the way from the Azores right way up to northern parts of Europe. Big area of high pressure taking over and starting to draw up some appreciable levels of warmth from the south as well. Up comes the plus 15 Celsius isoform into the south and into the southwest. That's probably going to get the temperature into below 30 Celsius if it comes off. However, there is a hint of a thundery breakdown as we get through to month's end. So this is 29th of June. Thundery low then is developing, so high pressure shifts over towards the east. And that develops quite a significant area of low pressure actually by Saturday the 1st of July. That looks a little bit wet and windy there. The GFS 6 is a long way off, of course. GFS 6 then, again with this thundery area of low pressure west and southwest on Sunday. That low pressure pushing northwards as we go from Monday into Tuesday, bringing further showers, if not longer spells of rain as well. On into the second half of next week, trying to build pressure a little bit from the south and from the southwest, but not as strongly as like the midnight GFS run did. But I suppose it's still the same trend really, with high pressure gradually pushing northwards through the period of Glasgow, of course. So by the time we get through to Monday 26th of June, we are under a large area of high pressure looking mostly dry and warm. Then beyond that, we find that the high pressure gradually eases away to the east. So by month's end again, 6Z also bringing a thundery breakdown. Low pressure both west and south moving into the country. That develops into a significant area of low pressure. Actually looks slightly autumnal there by the first day of July, bringing a wet and windy start to July. Again, that is a very, very, very long way off, so I wouldn't take too much, I wouldn't take too much notice of that. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos, and don't get to tell friends about Gaz Webbits. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, GM, again with low pressure to the west and south on Sunday, bringing heavy showers, possibly some longer spells of rain through to Monday and Tuesday. Low pressure is out to our west, and again, we could get further heavy showers and downpours, particularly in western area, some showers into the east as well. All looking rather slack, all looking rather showery as we go through the middle part of next week. Eventually, the low pressure sort of drifts into the North Sea. We start to raise high pressure in the Atlantic and build that into the country, so drying up and warming up as we go into the second half next week and then on into the final weekend of June under a ridge of high pressure. And then the ECM again has low pressure just out to our west on Sunday, so once more we could have further showers, if not long spells of rain, maybe some thunder mixed in as well. Low pressure sticking around the country through the early part of next week before it clears away through the second half of next week, allowing high pressure to build up from the Azores. So as we get to day 10, the ECM also has us under an area of high pressure, much warmer, much hotter for the final weekend of June. Look at the upper air temperatures. That's got plus 20 Celsius isotherm there into the Bay of Biscay, plus 25 Celsius isotherm is across Spain and Portugal. Heat really building just to our south. If that high pressure drifts a bit further eastwards, could we start pulling up those very hot upper air temperatures? It's a possibility. This is my precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Temp.com. Lots of dry weather to come over the next few days, but there is an increasing risk of thunderstorms out in the west. And by the time we get through to the weekend and the beginning of next week, then we've got a risk of thunderstorms almost anywhere across the country. Even areas further east could get some downpours and storms through the last part of the weekend and into next week. Further heavy shower, particularly focused on central and western areas through the middle and second half of next week, before we gradually start going towards a drying trend as we get to days sort of 8, 9 and 10 as that area of high pressure builds through the country, turning things drier but also hotter. This is the option on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 25th of June from the Icelandic Met Office. 51 out of 51 members of the ECM Ensembles, all of them building up this area of high pressure from the south and southwest into northern parts of Europe. That will bring a lot of dry, very warm, maybe quite hot weather with it. Unfortunately, we haven't got the day 14 options, so we leave it there. Don't know what's happened there, but they only go out to day 10 today at the Icelandic Met Office. So we'll move on, and we'll have a look at CFS V2 then before we go. So these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into a week period. The first week period will take us from the 15th to 21st of June. The next week we'll have high pressure to our north, low pressure will be to the south, winds will be coming in from an easterly direction. That could bring some quite wet weather into south. Driest weather would of course be up in the north. Week 2 will be the 22nd of June to the 28th. High pressure then over Scandinavia. Low pressure is out in the Atlantic. A little bit of a battle going on. This low pressure trying to bring unsettled weather in from off the Atlantic. I think really it's the Scandinavian high, but still hold sway mostly. Some of the western areas could have some heavy showers and thunderstorms though with that. And then week 3 is the 29th of June to 5th of July. The high pressure then drifts away into eastern Europe and another ridge gets going in the Atlantic. So that's a cooler position than the high pressure, and that will bring the wind in from a northwesterly direction. So potentially turning a little bit cooler and showery with that right at the very end of June into the start of July. And then finally, week 4 is going to be the 6th to the 12th of July with a ridge of high pressure close to the country. Should have a lot of dry weather with it. Temperature could be a little bit on the cooler side though, due to the fact that the high pressure is positioned just to the west of the country. But overall will still be very pleasant and a lot of dry conditions to enjoy there. We'll see. We're done. Okay, if you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about Gaz Web. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Right, I'll just tell you about what's coming up tomorrow. Remember Glasgow update this evening around 6:30ish. So if you're interested in where the Glastonbury Festival, that's coming up later on. But tomorrow we're going to have the 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. We will have January Friday. There'll be a 10 to 14 day as well. So the content keeps on coming. Do please keep checking back to the channel for more. But for this one, so for now, and thanks for watching.